Hey guys, good evening. Sort of an impromptu video. Wasn't really planning on hopping on here and doing this video, and the lighting is like extremely odd where I am right now. This overhead lighting does like no favors whatsoever. But I was cleaning my house and I've been on this like decluttering and minimizing spree. And just thinking about where I've been this past week, where the energy has been collectively and in my life, and the things that are coming up, and this came to the surface, and I was like, you know what? We should probably talk about this, because I've already learned from experience that when I have this kind of topic surface for me, when I have something come up like that, seemingly out of nowhere, it's typically important for other people to know as well. Hey Sabine. Hey Rippities, what up? Thanks for hopping on. Hey Jen. So please say hi as you're hopping on so I can say hi to you and give you a shout out. So I was thinking about integrity in particular. I was thinking about how this thought kind of came to fruition was the fact that integrity happens to be such a very strong value of my own. Hey Ollie, thanks for hopping on. Integrity is such a strong value of mine, and I hold it to such a high regard. I really value integrity. I value integrity in myself, in my work, in my communication, in my relationships. Integrity is like a really important key piece of my life. Hey Beth. And I thought about, how did that become that? How did that become that? Because I feel like as small children, we are all born with this sort of internal moral compass that allows us to know, things that feel good, things that don't feel good. And that internal compass, if it doesn't get interrupted, does a fairly good job of directing the show as far as like guiding our behavior. Hey Diana. And then at some point we grow up and we start to develop values. Hey Kari. We start to develop values. We go from having this sort of innate internal compass to going into a value system as adults. And so for me, when I was contemplating integrity and how the value of integrity was born for me, that the immense amount of appreciation that I have for it, and I asked myself that question, where did my appreciation for integrity come from? I realized that the answer was all the times in my life when either I or someone else had been out of integrity with me. My appreciation for integrity came from the very same place where I was wounded at some point. Hey Brittany, thanks for hopping on. All the times that I was wounded, all the times where I felt like I did something that was out of integrity, all the times where I felt like something was done to me that was out of integrity, left a mark on me. And as I got older, that became a value that became incredibly important to me. And so now I live a life that I find very powerfully aligned with integrity in all ways. But that was born from all the moments before it where there was lack of integrity, where there were people in my life that were out of integrity with me, and when I did things that were out of integrity, all of those negative experiences gave me the perspective of why I valued this so much. Hey Shauna. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Do y'all see like where this is coming from? Like right now in my life, integrity is such an extremely important value of mine, but I wouldn't know that about me if it hadn't been for all the times in my life prior when things went horribly wrong and people were really out of integrity with me, or I was really out of integrity with myself, right? So I want you to think about some values that you guys have. Can you share down below like one value? Just type one value that you guys have that is very important to you, like loyalty or courage or integrity or authenticity. Give me one word value that's really important to you. That right now in your life, like you strive to live in it. You strive to have relationships where that is like exemplified. You teach that to your children. Empathy. Okay, that's such a great one, Brittany. I'm going to work on that one right now. Empathy. So let me ask you a question, Brittany. Where was your empathy born from? Like, when did you really become aware of the importance of empathy? Shauna, when did you become aware of the importance of honesty? Kari, when did you become aware of the importance of integrity? Take a second and think about it. When did it become so apparent to you that that thing was very, very important? Because I would be willing to bet $100 the way that you came to the realization that that value was really important was by witnessing the opposite of it. Right? Right. Right. When you experience trauma, when you see other people experience trauma, you realize the importance of empathy. In other words, if those things did not exist, you wouldn't understand as deeply as you do the value of displaying empathy. Let that blow your mind for a fucking second, because it should. And this is actually a Buddhist concept. This is actually a Buddhist concept that everything has a cycle and a place. And without those very things that hurt us, when it took away from my loved ones and myself, okay. So Shauna, when something happened in your life that was negative because of lack of honesty, you recognize the value of honesty. Like, that's powerful. So essentially, you are who you are because of all the bad things that happened. You value what you value because of the negative circumstances that created the understanding of the opposite of what was going on. And so now, because of those things, you get to say, I value honesty, I value empathy, I value authenticity, because I understand what lack of that can bring, what it can do, what it can create. And so you've become a more empathic person, you've become a more honest person, you've become a more authentic person as a result of living the opposite of that experience and suffering. As a result of suffering, basically. You have become better. You have become a higher quality human being as a result of suffering. So when we say things like, I regret blank, or more than say that, when you waste energy, valuable energy here and here, ruminating about something that happened in your past and how bad it was and how negative it was, you are completely stripping your present self of the honor of knowing who you are fully as a result of that thing that happened. That, you guys, is called alchemy. That's called alchemy in real time. The ability of you to take something that is negative or painful or suffering and turn it into something that is worthy of being admired, like honesty, authenticity, integrity. That is alchemy. That is magic. You want to see magic? That's magic. Magic is taking something that sucks hard and allowing that to become a foundation for you becoming a better human being. That's magic. And when you allow yourself to really recognize the significance of every single thing that's happened in your life, I lived through some things that I wouldn't wish on anybody. Nobody to go through the moments of anxiety and pain and angst that I have felt at different times, helplessness, fear, loss. But would I change those experiences to a great degree? I can't say that I would, because I would understand so little compared to what I understand now. And I would have so very little to offer any of you guys compared to what I have to offer now because of what I've lived. because of what I've lived and because of what you've lived, you have a wisdom and you have a value system that is profound and penetrating and is a guiding light for you every single day. That's powerful. That's completely like mind-blowing if you really think about it. So if you're on here live, see, I wouldn't change anything at all. Of course, because if you would, how many things would change? You know what I think about a lot is people who are in relationships that are really hurtful, painful, and they end up with kids from that relationship. And then, you know, they just ruminate on how bad everything was and how difficult everything was. And then I'm like, but look at your kids. Look at your kids. Look at them. They came from that. They came from that. Tell me that there's not magic in every difficult moment when you leave a painful relationship with children that are beautiful and made of pure magic. Those kids are proof that alchemy is real, that it's real, and that in every shitty situation there is something golden if you allow yourself to see that. But we're so busy. We're so busy being angry. We're so busy being like locked up in our chest. We're so busy blaming other people and hating our daily experience. We don't fucking go inside. We don't go inside and we don't look at the gift. We just bitch about the experiences, and because we do that, we lose ourselves. We don't see how those difficult experiences built us. We don't see how they gave us the very value system that we now uphold and live into. We don't recognize the magic. And that is why so many people are stuck and unhappy and reliving shitty experiences, because you have not recognized the gift. And until you do, and until you stop regretting, and until you stop bitching about your past, and until you stop blaming other people, you will never see the gift. And you will never leave the drama either. You would miss everything. You would miss everything. So stop wasting your precious energy on hating people and being angry. Stop wasting this precious moment that is not guaranteed, by the way. Your life is not guaranteed. Your breath is not guaranteed. You are here on loan, my friends, and it is a flash in a hot pan. And at any moment, it can be pulled from you. It is a fucking privilege to be alive on this planet. So stop wasting your energy being angry and start living. Start living. Start being healed of that bullshit. Start honoring your past and start looking to your future and do something with that energy. Find the gem, find the magic, lean into that and use it to fuel your future. Use those values to fuel your life. Stop wasting your energy.